In this video, I'm going to be giving you my top must-dos and my definitely don'ts for when visiting Disneyland Paris in 2024. If you're staying on site at one of the Disneyland Paris hotels, make sure to make the most of Extra Magic Hour. It's one of the perks that you get for staying on site and is definitely worth the earlier start to your day. Extra Magic Hour gives you access to both parks for one whole hour prior to them opening to guests who are not staying on site or are just visiting for the day. You can get loads done in that first hour due to the parks being open to only hotel guests who are staying on site, meaning most of the rides will be just a walk on, except for maybe Crush's Coaster, which always seems to have a minimum of a 1 hour wait time, even during Extra Magic Hour. So plan those earlier get-ups and make the most of Extra Magic Hour. Have a game plan. Research and plan what you would like to get done whilst you're there. Start with by getting an itinerary together before you go, or create a bucket list of things that you would like to do, from rides that you want to ride, shows that you want to watch, and they are incredible, the parades that you want to see, which nights you would like to stay up a little later to experience the fireworks and drone show, restaurants you would like to dine in, characters you would like to meet, and the list goes on. You don't have to create a really strict timetable of things you want to do, but do make a note of things that you would really like to do to save any disappointment on your way home and regret not doing those certain things. There is so much to see and experience at Disneyland Paris that creating this game plan will help you stay on track and tick off those must-do things. Make the most of those single rider lines for rides. Now hear me out. If you're there for a really limited amount of time and plan on doing as many rides as possible, then consider using the single rider line. These queues tend to be shorter than the main queue, meaning you will free up more time to be able to get more things done than save wasting time in queues. This goes for groups of all sizes, and if you don't mind not riding with the rest of your group, and maybe you could get lucky and just end up sitting next to each other on the ride anyway, hop in the single rider line and save some precious park time. Don't feel like you have to eat in at all of the sit-down restaurants at Disneyland Paris. As great and as well themed as they are, doing this for every meal that you are there for will start to add up. And if you have a set budget for your trip, these restaurants will definitely eat into that budget for you. Alternatively, the quick service restaurants are brilliant. The food is what you would expect from a quick service restaurant, but it is very tasty and hits the spot. There is also the option to take your own food into the parks with you. Disneyland Paris allows you to take your own food in, so why not make the most of taking in a picnic and saving some money? Get to know the Disneyland Paris app. Download it way before your trip, then link your trip details to it. Download it and get used to all of its features, as this will be a massive help to you both whilst you're there and a massive help before you go. From making those restaurant reservations, checking queue times for rides, show times, meet and greet times and their locations, there is a super handy map that has up-to-date queue times in real time and many more features. Getting used to using it before you go will also save you loads of time once you're there, but could also mean the difference between snagging one of those must-have restaurant reservations, securing a virtual queue time for the meet and greets in the Marvel Superhero Training Centre, or saving your legs if you have walked all the way across the park to ride a particular ride, and then when you arrive, it's down for an hour or so due to technical difficulties, and you just didn't check the app before you started that walk and noticed that the ride was down. The app is so handy and will be your best friend whilst you're there. Don't underestimate the weather at Disneyland Paris. We typically like to go in May, and over the years we have experienced pretty much every weather condition possible, from heat waves, torrential rain, thunderstorms, overcast and grey skies, freezing cold weather. Think we're just missing snow and ice, and we will have experienced them all. I recommend doing some research and downloading an hour-by-hour weather app before you go. Then start checking in on the weather weeks before you go. It should give you a rough idea of what to expect, but still go prepared. As a super rough guide, winters in Disneyland Paris are freezing, but the summers can be scorching hot. If you want one of the perfect spots for one of the Disneyland Paris parades, then you will definitely need to snag your spot early. Scout out a spot that you want, snag your spot, sit down and rest your feet, grab a snack, check out the photos that you've already taken that day, go over your plans of what you have planned for the rest of your trip, but do all of this from the spot that you have snagged and want to watch the parade from. But also make the most of that mini rest break while you're reserving your spot, and then enjoy the parade. The shows at Disneyland Paris are not ones to be missed. Don't skip them. They won't take up too much time from your day, and you will definitely thank me for it later. Two shows that I have to watch every time I'm in Disneyland Paris are The Lion King, The Rhythm of the Pride Lands, and Mickey and the Magician. Both are incredible shows and will blow you away with all of the songs, the amount of characters, the costumes, and overall atmosphere. These shows are just incredible and are not to be missed. There's no need to pay for a show. Just turn up about 30 minutes before the start of the show is usually a good amount of time. Obviously, if parks are super busy or the weather is a little on the rainy side, then the shows do become very popular, so you may need to arrive slightly earlier than that 30-minute time frame. But please don't skip the shows. Take a refillable water bottle with you into the parks. Not only will it save you an absolute fortune when you're thirsty and need a drink, you can refill at your hotel or at one of the water fountains dotted around the parks. But it will also help stop any dehydration, especially on those hot Parisian days. You don't want to be caught out and either fainting or having to use part-time to head over to the medical centre for assistance. Keep hydrated and keep that bottle in your bag. Dress up when you're in the parks. Where else can you walk around wearing Mickey ears? Just do it. You're in Disney and it will only add to your experience. Please refer to the Disneyland Paris website to check on what is accepted in the parks with regards to dressing up, but as a rough guide, anyone over the age of 12 years must not wear full costume or masks. But Disney bounding is totally fine. Disney bounding as an adult can be loads of fun. I personally like to match my outfit to the princess dresses that my twins wear on the day. And we always get so many lovely compliments from both cast members and guests. And the characters always make a fuss over us. Leaving your restaurant reservations to the last minute can be a bad idea, especially if there's a particular restaurant that you would like to dine in. For example, either the Downtown restaurant or the Manhattan restaurant in the Art of Marvel Hotel, Bistro Chez Remy in the Walt Disney Studios Park, Captain Jack's in Adventureland in the main park, or Walt's on Main Street, also in the main park. These are just a few of the more popular restaurants on site at Disneyland Paris, and the reservations for these restaurants go super fast. Reservations open up 60 days out from your trip date for guests who are staying on site at one of the Disneyland Paris hotels. But it's also worth noting that some restaurants open up their reservations 12 months in advance for guests who are staying on site. And these do typically tend to be some of those more popular restaurants. Hop onto the Disneyland Paris app or call Disneyland Paris directly as soon as you are able to make those reservations for a particular restaurant if it's somewhere you would really like to dine, just to avoid any disappointment. Meet a character. You are in a Disney park. Where else are you going to be able to give Goofy a high five, or give Mickey Mouse the biggest hug, or have your allegiance questioned by Darth Vader himself? Meet a character. It's all part of the Disney experience. Don't be worried or intimidated or even worry about what other guests think. They're all there for the same thing. It's always one of my favourite things to do in Disneyland Paris. If you are still unsure about meeting a character, allow the character to lead the meet. They will usually gesture to something that you are wearing to compliment you. Or if and when Stitch comes back to doing meet and greets, he is usually really cheeky with you and will either steal your hat or cover your eyes, as he did with my youngest twin on our last visit. Anything to make you laugh. Also, don't forget your autograph books. The characters will sign them for you. And don't forget to add these meet and greets to your game plan. Make a list of who you would like to meet, check on the app for their location and times, and then go and meet a character. Use the arcades on either side of Main Street. If the parks are at capacity, which is most of the time these days, or if there's a parade going on and you don't want to fight your way down Main Street through the crowds who are stood watching the parade, or even if it's just a really busy day and you don't want to weave your way through heavy crowds, then use the covered walkways on either side of Main Street, just behind the shops. They're usually quieter, covered, which is great if it's raining, and you can still access the shops. Make use of them and you will move along Main Street a lot quicker. Take breaks. I totally understand. You have limited time at Disneyland Paris and there is so much to do and see, and it's busy with other guests wanting to do the same thing as you. So not only are you up against time and other guests, and the last thing you may consider doing is stopping to take a break. But please take breaks. You are going to be on your feet all day, walking 20,000+ steps, riding rides, which means standing and waiting in queues for a long period of time. Just take some time and sit down. Give your feet a much needed rest and refuel. Honestly, you are not going to be missing out on anything and your body will thank you later. And believe me, there is no tired like Disney tired. And when that hits, you may as well go back to your hotel and sleep. Don't push your body too hard. Don't disregard the park's rules. Before your trip, hop onto the Disneyland Paris website and to familiarise yourself with the park rules. I have also recently put up a video about the park rules, which I'll leave linked in the comments below. So please check it out. Disneyland Paris keeps the website updated as rules can be changed. For example, one rule that still surprises people is that you're not allowed to take selfie sticks into the park. They will be confiscated. Just have a read of the rules, as they're there for a reason, and you really don't want to have an item taken off you, or worse, be asked to leave the parks. Just make it part of the research for your upcoming trip, and don't forget to check out my video. Have fun. Enjoy the magical atmosphere. There is no other holiday like a Disney holiday. So have the best time ever. I hope you did find this video useful. If you did, please go ahead and give it a big thumbs up and please consider subscribing, and I'll see you again soon.